Today's lesson is perfect for anyone out there that identifies as an intermediate guitar player. So today I'm going to show you a chord progression, and by the end of today's lesson, you're going to know how to play this chord progression that contextualizes a lot of techniques that are fundamental for intermediate guitar players. Hammer-ons, pull-offs, chords like major sevens, minor sevens, some fills like Hendrix and John Frusciante do. So if you identify as an intermediate guitar player, grab your guitar and let's get going. Here is what we're going to learn today. So I am really excited about today's lesson because instead of me just dumping a bunch of theories and ideas on you that you can't use in practice, this chord progression we're going to learn together note for note, and it's going to give you an idea of hammer-ons, pull-offs, and all the things you would need as an intermediate guitar player. Now, if you're struggling to get some of this stuff, don't worry, we're going to take it nice and slow. If you need to rewatch the video, go back and rewatch it, and just keep going, guys, because this stuff can be hard, but it's so worth it. It's so satisfying to be able to get all these techniques under your fingers. So I'm going to give you a general outline of the chord progression today, and then we're going to just dive in. Okay, so this chord progression is in the key of A major. We're just playing an A major 7. We're going to the 6, F sharp minor 7. If you don't know what a 6 is or don't know the number system, don't worry. I'm just going to call it out in case you know it. So we're in the key of A major. So we're starting off with A major 7, going to the 6, F sharp minor 7, going to a B minor 7. That's the 2. And then we're going to the 5 chord. Okay, that's like an E. It's kind of a fancy E. It's a dressed up E. All right, and then the second time around, we're doing the same thing. And then instead of playing an E up here, we're going to play an E down here. All right, so clearly it doesn't sound like this. Like what I played at the beginning doesn't sound like this. So let's break down what's happening. So this first chord is just an A major 7. So we are playing, I'm using my first finger to play the low E string, 5th fret. And then I am muting the A string. I'm not playing the A string. And then we go to the D string, and I'm using my ring finger, 6th fret. Pinky on the G string, 6th fret. And middle finger on the B string, 5th fret. So it sounds like this. All right, so that's our first chord. And then, so that's kind of all you need to know for the A major 7. Then we're going to our F sharp minor 7 chord. And literally you just bar the 2nd fret and then use your ring finger to play the A string, 4th fret. I love this chord. This chord is so useful. So you're gonna see a lot of this chord. Honestly, all these chords, you're gonna see a ton of them. And then we're gonna do this little hammer-on with our pinky, and this is where the intermediate comes in, right? We're starting to click in because we have these chords that are major 7s, minor 7s, and then we have these little guitar fills. That's really where you can build your strength as an intermediate guitar player and start to make the jump out of intermediate guitar player purgatory, So it's gonna sound like this, and then we're gonna break it down. So one more time, nice and slow. All right, so what I'm doing on the left hand, I am just playing this F sharp minor 7 chord, and then I am using my pinky on the G string to create a melody, melodic movement, and it's on the 4th fret G string. And what I'm doing over here on the right hand is I'm going down, strumming all the notes, then I'm playing an up stroke on just the G string, 4th fret, and then a downstroke on that B note, or the B string, sorry. So let's back up. rewind. Let's take it nice and slow. Have some fun with it. All right, and then we go to our B minor 7 chord. So just so you can get this on your fingers, right? We bar the 2nd fret, and then we use our ring finger, 4th fret, D string, and middle finger, 2nd fret, on the B string. All right? And you're going to notice, too, that this B minor 7, we're going to add our pinky a lot. You know, we're going to add our pinky to a lot of these chords to create melodic movements. And that's really where we could start jumping from intermediate to advanced. And if you guys are struggling with this, just go back, rewind. This is how you get out of intermediate guitar player purgatory, and just take it slow. Don't be too hard on yourself, because this stuff is hard, guys, but it's so worth it. So what I'm doing is I'm playing this chord, and then I'm singling out this B string, you know? And I'm creating a movement that sounds like this. So I'm playing this chord, and then I'm singling out this note with my pinky, which is the 5th fret B string. And I am sliding up here to this chord. It's a D with an E root. And I'm going to show you how to play it right here. So I am using my middle finger, 7th fret, A string. I'm not playing the low E string, and I'm not playing the D string. So I'm just playing that 7th fret right here. And then I am using my ring finger to play the 7th fret on the G string. So, and I'm using my pinky to play the 7th fret on the B string. And then my first finger to play the 5th fret on the high E string. So it sounds like this. If this is a struggle for you guys, make sure your thumb isn't, you know, wrapped around. Make sure you're light and loose with your hand. You know, you're not squeezing too hard. And yeah, another thing that really helps me play these chords is making sure that my hand is a little tilted, like drop my pick. All right. You think by now, after 20 years, I could grip the pick. So instead of having my fingers like this, they're tilted a little bit, right? And that helps me play these chords. You know, it's not like I'm playing straight up and down. They're like this. So here is the chord progression. Let's play it together nice and slow, just the first part. One more time. Let's do that again together. All right, now the second half is a little different than the first half. So we're going to play, this is how the second half sounds. I'm going to play it for you, and then we're going to go over how to play it. One more time. So let's do a little outline, and then we're going to dive deeper into this, okay? So I'm playing an A major 7, and then quickly doing this chord, which is a C sharp dominant, going to an F sharp minor 7, and doing this little guitar fill in like the A major pentatonic box. Right? So that's what it sounds like. Here's the guitar fill. And we're doing this B minor 7 and playing an E sus4 at the end, okay? All right, so that sounds like a lot, right? But we're going to break it down. We're going to into like little bite-sized pieces so you can easily digest it. And we're going to play it nice and slow together, so don't get overwhelmed, okay? So the first chord is the same as before, an A major 7. So I'm using my first finger, 5th fret, ring finger, 6, pinky, 6th, first finger, 5th fret on the D, G, B string, respectively. All right, and then we're playing this chord. We haven't gone over this chord yet, so I'm gonna go slow on this one. Middle finger, we're only playing 3 notes, okay? Middle finger, 4th fret, first finger, 3rd fret. So middle finger on the A string, 4th fret. First finger on the D string, 3rd fret. Ring finger on the G string, 4th fret. And guys, if you've never played this chord before, or maybe you're used to playing this chord or some of these bigger chords, this is really where we can start making the jump from an intermediate guitar player. This is why this lesson is so important, is we're going to start breaking up some of these big bar chords and just playing littler chords. And that's how you jump from intermediate guitar player to advanced guitar player. So this is a C sharp dominant chord, the 3 dominant in the key of A. So let's play this together. All right. And so let's play the first couple chords together. A major, C sharp dominant 7, to an F sharp minor 7. We already went over this, but I'm just gonna refresh your memory. We're barring the 2nd fret and using our ring finger on the A string, 2nd fret, to complete that chord. And then having this little R&B, almost like Hendrix, John Frusciante, Jubu Smith guitar fill. A lot of different guitar players use this, from country to R&B, rock, jazz, all that kind of stuff. So all they're doing, and all I'm doing in this scenario, is playing in the A major pentatonic. And I just chose to do this little hammer-on soulful thing. I'm going to teach it to you in a second. But you could do it anywhere, right? Right, you could take that same shape and move it all around, right? But in this case, and I said I'd show you note for note. So in this case, I am playing the G string and the B string. I'm using my first finger to play the 2nd fret. And I'm doing a hammer-on with my ring finger on the G string. Pulling off on the G string. I'm going on the 4th fret, pulling off. And using my ring finger right there on the 4th fret. I'm saying so many numbers right now, guys. I'm like, ooh. And it sounds like this. And then we're going to play a B minor 7 again. It sounds like this. And to break it down, we're just going to use our first finger to bar the 2nd fret, ring finger right here on the 4th fret, middle finger right here on the 3rd fret of the D and B string respectively. And then we're going to take our middle finger off to create a melodic movement. It sounds like so. We're going to play an E sus. It's basically just like an A chord, but we're just moving all the notes this way. So I'm playing 0, 2, 2, 2, 0, 0. Sounds like that, right? And I'm starting with my middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. Okay, so let's go over that second half, or that second phrase of this chord progression. Slow. Follow along, guys, because this stuff is hard, but it's really, really worth it. It's so fun to be able to play this style of guitar and just confidently, right? And not have to think about it. So that takes a while, but if you just keep at it, don't give up, we'll get there together. So. One more time. Okay, so I think you and I are ready to put this whole thing together. I'm going to play it once. Yeah, I'm going to play it a couple times, slow for you to follow along, and then we're going to start speeding it up. So, if you need to go back and rewind it, it's all good. And yeah, let's take it away. Nice and slow. let's start to speed it up just a little bit, okay? So if you need to pause, that's okay. One more time. All right, I think we are ready to speed it up. If you don't feel ready, that's totally okay. Just go back, rewind, watch. But we're going to keep going and play through this chord progression at full tempo. Great work, everyone. I know that was not the easiest riff to learn. There's some hammer-ons and pull-offs and different kinds of chords in there that will probably challenge you, and that is awesome because I want you guys to grow, to expand, and that all happens by being a little uncomfortable.